I don't know what happened there. I don't know what's happening. Why am I here? Why are there those two squares? Keep it professional. It's lovely to see you people. I've got loads of clips. Now listen quickly. If you're new here, I'll pin a comment because I have to do a bit of housekeeping, a little bit of promo. This is a community we've been building up over 10 years. You might want to subscribe. We don't only talk about politics, we talk about everything and anything. You can get a little bit sensual occasionally. It's a good laugh. We've got a nice bunch of people. I add myself to that group, but there are nicer people than me here. Those two black lines are weird, but when I give it a bit of this action, bang, it will all clear up nicely. Hello, mate.
Hello.
Let me just finish this bit. Yeah, I'll put a pinned comment with a what's it called, Packer?
Oh no, right.
Timestamp.
Bubble.
Timestamp. The timestamp. So you're very. Oh, I might just be turned down. So you can just click the timestamp and it will get straight to what you probably came here for because you saw the title. The title is a little bit clickbaity because the stuff about Rupert Lowe I can tell you in about 5 minutes, if that. But I've got loads of clips. I've got some funny stuff as well. I've got some other Rupert Lowe stuff as well, some different things to tell you, but I understand a lot of people don't like all the sort of chat beforehand, but maybe give it a go, you know. Human connection's a nice thing. Oh, look, I can have my camera down a bit lower now. I've got some clothes on. Word of the day, if Lartus is here, he'll probably correct my pronunciation, which would be nice. The word I think is pronounced deshabile. What's that noise? Deshabile. Yeah, deshabile. And it's a French word, obviously. Well, I say obviously, it sounds French, doesn't it? It sounds like something you'd order. Hello, mate. I'm thinking in Spanish and then Cambodian, which is Khmer. What's two in French? Jesus.
Duh.
De café con leche. No, that's Spanish. Anyway, deshabale. It means. I think it originally means naked, but it's more used to sort of suggest scantily clad. And I've got a mate, and his job is to boost YouTube channels. He doesn't have YouTube channels. And he said to me, "Your problem is what you talk about." He said, "Sometimes you talk about stealing gnomes and smoking crack." He said, it's not. He said, what you've got to do, and it's obvious, I've known this for years, you've got to jump on clout. Like, there's a big football match tomorrow, and if I was talking about that live, I'd probably have 4 or 5 thousand lives, but I can't do streams about things I don't care about. And he said, that's why your channel, although we are growing, weirdly, we're on the road to 20,000. It's ridiculous. We've been at 19,300 for years. Like, and YouTube it goes up like 30 a month, and I'm like, oh, lovely. And then the next month, no, almost the exact number. And something going on there. And I spoke to someone. I'd done a job. I actually done a job at working as a comedian for YouTube. Did I sign an NDA? I can't remember. And I said to him, I said, is shadow banning a real thing? Because it's this myth, isn't it, that some channels get shadow banned, but there's no actual proof. And he went, oh yeah, we shadow ban channels. I was like, okay, that'll be the reason then. But for years, if I typed Dangerfield in the search, I had to go through thousands. Usually Rodney Dangerfield. Sometimes it never showed. Today I searched it; it was at the top. I was like, the times they are a changing. The Overton window's moving, people. We won't talk about it too much. For people who don't know, Arsenal are on for the quad, and Spurs are going to get relegated. Mate, I'm so sorry. That it must hurt. You probably won't get relegated. I mean, I don't really want Spurs to get. That's a lie. Go on, fuck off. That's it was. Thank you very much. Yeah, it's a classic. I might actually write that up. Oh, by the way, Alicia taking it in good humour, Nate. Um, I will be monetizing my Substack, but wait, just wait. I'm now a professional writer, and it ain't easy. I've worked it out. If a lot of things fall into place, including the stock market, which isn't great when there's a fucking war on and oil is going like that, I think I've got about 3 years before I say to the missus, no, it's all gone. We've got nothing left. Nothing. Now, I've made things work in my life. You know, I set up a business. I had 20 years where I didn't have to think about money. I should have done. I wouldn't be in the position I'm in now. I wanted to be a comedian. I've done it. You know, I love my YouTube channel. I've done it. My Substack's got over 1,500 subscribers. Lovely. But you're actually going to get more short stories on the free, because what I'm going to do 2 short stories a month. And if you subscribe, I'll put it at the lowest price I can. I think it'd be about £5. You know, they have their limits. And if you do pay that, you get both of them. And if you don't pay that, you just get one of them. And because people are paying, I will stick to 2 a month. So if I know there's a month where I'm likely not to get, I've actually got a lot of shorts backed up so I can schedule them just in case I end up in hospital, rehab, dead, you know. And I was thinking, you know, I get a couple of new subscribers every day to my Substack, so that's going well. You know, I'm in the top 1%, because most Substacks don't get read. It's really weird. So, you know, I've got to do it. Give it a go, eh? But you'll likely get more because you'll get your regular once a month. On Substack, there's a thing where you can pledge, where you say to the Substacker, if you charged, I'd pay this much. And loads of people have done it on my Substack. Loads. It says, you know, blah, 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 I said I'd pay X, blah, 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 I said I'd pay X, blah, 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 said she'd pay X. And so people are willing to pay for it, so I've got to do it. You know, it's my job. I'm a writer. And so we'll give that a go. What else? If you haven't ordered my novel yet, you could give that a go. I won't keep doing this. Oh, hello, Packer. I'm surprised you can put it down. How amazing. Packer doesn't read. He's not a reader. But you finished that, didn't you? You're muted. Man who doesn't say anything anyway mutes himself.
Yeah, no, I can read, but
I didn't say you can't read. I was
no, you went, Packer doesn't read.
Yeah, he can't see. But you read it, you enjoyed it, and I like that. That was one of the nicest things anyone said, because readers, they'll read anything if it's sort of well written. But for someone who's not a reader, doesn't sit around with books, it meant the world to me when Packer said he thoroughly enjoyed it. Oh, look at that. That's a good call, Moody Edge. Substack is a writing platform, although they're now doing videos. They're smashing it over there, really. And there's almost no censorship. And I'll tell you something else. But I mean, I write short stories over there. It's not political for me. Well, it might be occasionally. But it is so right-wing. Substack is brilliant. If you over on there, they've got a thread. So if you're not on someone's Substack, it's like there's like an X, you know, like a, you know, just where everyone can write little bits, and it's just right-wing, you know, what they'd call far-right extremism. And Substack don't censor them, and they don't censor the videos. And I'll tell you what, it's. I bet a lot of people go over there. Oh, I'd love to read some short stories and some romance, etc. And they just sort of start having a seizure and have to quickly get a hit of blue cry or whatever. That's not. Apparently, Blue Sky is failing terribly. Even the leftists have had enough of it, because if you've got no one to argue with, being a leftist is just imagine not, the blokes are only doing it to try and get a bit of left wing pussy. The women are just neurotic. And if it's just you lot, remember that communist geezer? I made a video about it. I've heard reports that the local communist meeting in Seattle has turned into a transgender orgy. It's like, that's what happens to commies when they got no one to argue with. So Blue Sky has probably spread sexually transmitted diseases like nobody's business. Never trust a commie, and you'll never be surprised that there's always another reason not to trust them. And he's even there saying it. It's such a funny video. Check it out maybe later. Just type in Dangerfield communist orgy. I mean, delete your history afterwards. But he says, and apparently they are being excluded from the organisation if they are refusing to have sex with transgender people. It's like, what? Imagine being like 16 and you've been indoctrinated from years of feminized, communized education. And you think, oh, I should join the local communist party. And you turn up there. Hello, Brian. Welcome to the communists. Oh, hello, comrade. Yes. See that lady over there? You have to suck her penis. That's what Marx would have done. Like it actually happened. I'm not making this up. And it's amazing how the geezer that's presenting it. I'm gonna have to find. Let me just. If YouTube have managed to get round my no adverts, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I've got 12 clips. So ideally, as a YouTuber, you pay for YouTube Premium so you don't get adverts. $12.99 a month. You joking? I can barely eat at the moment. Speaking of which, if you want to donate, you can use that QR code Packers indicating now. You just put your camera phone over it and a link will come up. That's Buy Me a Coffee. And you do get your moment of glory on the screen. I'll cut and paste it and show it. But you also get a personalised video from me, bespoke to you, that I make for everyone who donates on that. And put it in the main chat if you donate over there. And that's the best one because they take the least money. Or there's the classic super chat. I'm not sure if it's at the top or the bottom of the YouTube thing. I think they might have changed it. But any donations save me. The world needs writers. Writers connect people. They save people from themselves at their own massive expense. Right, that's the grifting out of the way. It's not. There'll be more, plenty more. But, this won't be too long either because, again, being a writer, I've got to get my next novel out. And it's the one I've been working on for 10 years. It's nearly 300,000 words I've finally worked out. I'm doing 8-9 hours on that a day, but I work at night. I can't write during the day. It's something I've never been able to do. So I've just accepted that, and I write at night. But going to bed at 8 o'clock in the morning, and there's something brutal about getting out of bed at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. The missus is away though, which is why I'm streaming. She says to me, stream whenever you want, but when she's in bed and when she's here, I'll be working at my computer and like plates of lovely fresh homemade food just get put on my desk every sort of couple of hours, or a bit of chopped fruit or something here and there. And when she goes, I'm like, why am I so hungry? Why are my hands shaking? God, I miss her food. Right. It won't be audible because they get a monopoly on you. It's like my book. If you people, a couple of you asked if that's available, not on Amazon. Look at that cover. Wow, the old green screen kicked in for a second there. You can go into any bookshop now, and if it's not in stock, they'll order it for you in a couple of days. So just tell them it's called Loving the Time of Nudie Mags or Chris Dangerfield, and if they haven't got it in stock, they'll put it in. The problem is my Amazon rankings have drifted, but bookshops are buying it. It's so exciting. I get the receipts. I don't know who's bought it, but I'll get a receipt in like 5 sold. So a bookshop or a library has took a punt on 5. And a couple of days later, 7 sold. It's like, oh, amazing. But whereas I was peaking at about 5,000 in books in general, I moved out to about 120,000. I was like, oh, bollocks. But that's, and also selling in bookshops, I get less money. But I need to be in that ecosystem, because in the Amazon ecosystem, you don't build a brand as a writer. No one reviews like in magazines and all that sort of things. People tend not to review. Anyway, let's stop talking about books because it's not a book channel. Right, so I made a video a couple of weeks ago where I was talking about Rupert Lowe. We had Mark Collette on talking about the problems PA had in registering as a political party, and that may be a hurdle that the deep state could use against Restore Britain and not let them be a party. Mark's classic line, these aren't his exact words, but after that, your logo's wrong, your name's wrong, this is wrong, that was wrong. They're fine. I think it was their 6th attempt to register as a political party. They said, no, you've been rejected this time because we think you're going to break the rules in the future. If you've read Philip K. Dick's Minority Report, there's a Tom Cruise movie about it, but the book's better. Philip K. Dick, fantastic writer. But it's future crimes. They use like computers and psychology to work out. And they've also got these sort of 3 lesbians who live in jelly, and they predict that someone's going to kill someone in the future. So you'll just be in Lidl or something, and the state, what would we call them, repressive state apparatus arrive and arrest you for a murder you're going to do in 5 years. So they didn't get registered. And so I was concerned that might be a problem regarding Rupert Lowe and Restore Britain. However, if I can share my screen. You have to excuse the slight pauses between things. Not only have I moved my monitors across, but I'm shagged and I'm getting old, and I forget. I don't know what I'm doing. That's the bottom line. Rupert Lowe yesterday put this up on his X account. Hopefully you'll be able to hear it. Here we go.
Good evening, everybody. Friday evening, some great news. Restore Britain is not only growing meteorically, this evening we have just received Electoral Commission approval as a registered political party. So that is fantastic news for all of us. We're intending to win the next general election. Although people laugh, I believe it to be the case that we will. And once we've won, we intend to basically create a clean sweep through Parliament.
First they laugh at you. You know the rest of that one, don't you? Oh, see, my naked knee there is a bit déshabillé. You see? That's the problem. I'm not naked, though. I wear my crameur, don't I? See, look. Can you see it? Which is a tea towel. So I am still a little bit déshabillé. I mean, Latos will probably... I think it's a noun. Anyway... So yeah, I mean, this could be amazing. I did see a thing that said 84% of Brits don't know Rupert Lowe is. So, get it into perspective. But 3 years is a long time. And they said it about Trump. Anyway, let's have a bit more of him.
In order to restore common sense and logic the way in which this country is governed. So thank you all for your tremendous support. Go and have an early drink on a Friday evening, and let's continue to march forward together. All the best.
Oh, we missed the best bit.
Good evening, everybody.
Oh, no, it just went back to the beginning. Look at that. He's got the kids working with me. He's showing them how to loop it. He's showing them how to do that. Good work, youngsters. So, whoa. So that's good news. And I checked it out as well because, let's have a look at this. I went over to the Electoral Commission website. Here we go. I'll share this with you. Oh, no, is Packer still there? Share screen. My computer's dying, man. It really is on its way out. That'll do. Gosh. Oh, there's 91 people here. Lovely for a Saturday. Can you like the video? And if you can hype it, I've never been able to hype a video. Maybe it's not something that's in Cambodia. Talking about being in Cambodia, when I set up this video, I don't know if it's there anymore. Let me have a look. Yeah, first comment. How can you possibly know the state of Britain? You ran away. And I just pictured me like running down Lexington Street, like getting on the tube, running through Heathrow. Run away. What? It's just ridiculous. In times of war, foreign agents are essential, absolutely essential. I honestly think a lot of the time it's just envy. I didn't run away from England. I'm gutted about England. Absolutely gutted about it. But I had no family. I didn't like the winters. I was getting old. I was getting ill. And I thought I'll get out of here. Am I not allowed to make that choice and still love my country? No, you've got to stay here. Okay. And I've had it off loads of people. I mean, years of it. Hugh didn't get it. Probably because he's got a nice posh voice. But anyway, I can take it. Here we go, though. Look, I searched Restore Britain. This is the Electoral Commission website. The Electoral Commission. There you go. Bosh. It just made it unseeable. And then I popped in Restore Britain as political party and registration details. And there you go. Entity name, Restore Britain. Entity type, political party. Registration status, registrato. So they're absolutely. Fielding candidates in England, yes. Fielding candidates in Scotland, yes. Fielding candidates in Wales, yes. And that's really all you need to know from there. They are Rupert Lowe is Restore Britain, is a legitimate political party, which is really exciting. I mean, it's going to have to be a too big to rig situation. It's going to have to be. But I want to ask the chat something. I wonder if I can do a poll. I don't think I can do a poll. I want to ask the chat something. When we, the apathy party. Hello, Bill. How are you, mate? Bill, I read something. I think it might have been on Telegram. You're always having a go at me about things I've done to you, but I haven't done anything to you. Not intentionally. If I've said something that's upset you, just tell me what I've done, and I like you. But I just, every sort of few months you do this and you do, okay. I wasn't aware of it. I'm not a drinker, so it's not like one night I thought I'll give that blogs a bit of my mind. But I hope you're well, Bill. That's the main thing. It's going to have to be a too big to rig because what you will notice is the media, they're not going near it. There's the odd hit piece, here and there in sort of sub-legacy media publications. But that is not a concern. It's actually a show of strength that they don't even want to smear it because it's hard to smear, because propaganda only works before the event. You can't say to someone, you can't lie to someone about something that's already happened and that they're aware of. And most Brits, they walk out their house, especially people who live in cities and sort of urban areas and sort of, city adjacent. They know that something substantial has happened to the nation in the last 20 years. And so even hit pieces, they don't make sense. They're trying to cause problems in the country. Yeah, aren't they trying to solve problems in the country? The ones I have to deal with every day. All these stories I read about in the mainstream gutter press, like the things I see in like the Mail and the Mirror, and they're the ones who are talking about white people should no need to apply. Because the Overton window has just radically shot to the right. This sort of stuff. This is the stuff we whispered about 6-7 years ago, and now that's just mainstream chattering classes. You can imagine ladies who lunch sitting around going, "Oh, it certainly seems that Islam is causing a few problems, and if it carries on like this for much longer." So that's all interesting. I want to show you Rupert Lowe in action. And interestingly, this isn't about Rupert Lowe as much as the other fella he's talking to. Now, I know you can't see anything yet. I just want to get some data. Fucking hell, there's chaos and carnage in the street out there. So Rupert Lowe gives a grilling, right, to this geezer called Gareth Davis. If you follow British politics at that level, you'll know him. He's the permanent secretary, him and his team. He's the permanent secretary of the Department of Business and Trade. Now, as someone who ran a business for 20 years, the regulation is a nightmare. Like, you're just running your business. Running a business is 90% dealing with other people's problems. I don't mean customers. I mean, where's our stock? Yeah, sorry, we didn't get it sent out in time. That'll be 2 weeks now. But you've already put it in your shop because they said to you 2 days ago it'll be with you tomorrow. And you've sold a load of that. And people expect that, in a world of Amazon with drones dropping your stuff off, like 10, you haven't even pressed enter and they're sort of, the drones coming to your front door. You've got to get people's stuff to them. They cut you a bit of slack because they know you're not Amazon. But 2, 3, 4 weeks, nah, man, people are like, nah, just refund me. And you're like, the money it took me, the marketing it took me, the SEO, the SEM, the content marketing, the sales copy, the photography, the building up the brand, the trust in the brand, all that stuff. And then because the supplier just fucked up, someone says, nah, just refund me that 300 quid order. You're like, yeah, no problem. That's all right. Sorry about that. And you've spent a fortune. You've spent so much money getting that person to your shop. So you've got 90% of your running a business is things like that, other people's mistakes. I should have said mistakes rather than problems. But regulation, business regulation, and I'll tell you what, I've spent a lot of time out in Southeast Asia, Thailand and Cambodia mainly. And regulation isn't really a thing. They're continually deregulating, which is why Cambodia's GDP is something ridiculous, like 6%. I think the UK's was like 0. minus 100 or something last year. And it's because they understand, because there's no welfare here. That's another fucking problem, welfare. Because there's no welfare here. You need to generate wealth. You can't just go, be all right. I'll just get money off of people who work for a living. You have to, and you can't go, well, there's no jobs. Oh, that fucks me off. That does. There's no jobs. Get off your ass and make one. Do something. You like, what? How far down the pecking order are you? At the bottom, just all you can do is like carry bags or something. Generate wealth. I see fucking 7-year-old girls making a living steady by making things out of trash. Like they just pick a beer can off the floor and they'll cut it and clean it and polish it and twist it, and they'll make about 30 of them, and then they sell them to tourists, and that'll feed their family for a week. I'm not suggesting people in England make little birds out of beer cans, but generate wealth. Don't wait for someone else to give you a job. But regulation is a nightmare, and you'll be just running your business. You're juggling about 1,000 things as it is, and then you get an email from HMRC or some other government body like this crowd, the Department of Business and Trade. In an attempt to make it a smoother transition to our new system, as soon as I read in an attempt to make a smoother transition, I know from experience what they mean is we're creating loads of jobs that aren't needed. You're going to have to do loads of admin because of that. It's as simple as that. And it happens all the time. It's like, you've got to re-register for this. You've got to do this. You've got to get these 4 apps. I mean, what is it? Company's House recently. We want people to prove their identity. Oh, okay, no problem. What do you want? My passport photo or something? No, you just need to download these 2 apps. I'm like, for fuck's sake. And I tell you what, even with Claude, Gemini, Grok, ChatGPT, tutorial videos from Company's House, it took me about 8 hours to do it because it was shit. Because they employ idiots. They're the people they're employing. It was so bad. It wasn't like, right, upload this, upload your passport photo, what's your address? It was just like, it was so counterintuitive. I was like, what do I do? It just says welcome. There's nothing to press. It took me about an hour to realise I had to swipe up and then back down again. Like all apps. Everyone knows that classic move, innit? Up and down. No, I'm being sarcastic. It's left, right, up or down. Not up and down. That took me about an hour. It's like, this is like one of those, what do they call them? Escape rooms, You've got an hour to get into the app. It was ridiculous. Then my business partner, I said, have you done that thing for Company's House? He said, no. I said, well, that needs doing by like Wednesday, and it was a Monday or something. He said, have you done it? I said, yeah. He said, oh, sweet. He said, can you tell me how you done it? I said, no. I said, not because I don't want to, but I don't know. At one point, it just said, get your head in the circle and look around the room. No way. This circle appeared on the screen. It said, look around your room. I was going... And finally, it went, yeah, well done. You finally made your way out of this ridiculous admin maze. And that sort of stuff happens all the time. So what a country needs to make entrepreneurs take risks with their money, risks with their lives, with their houses. Let's remortgage the house, put it into a business. That's a fucking risk. Or even just work and get paid. How do you pay people a decent wage? By cutting down on regulation, because regulation, all those administrators in the government, all those Department of Business and Trade, they all need paying and there's fucking hundreds of thousands of them. So watch this. This is Rupert Lowe talking to this fella, Gareth Davis. And, well, just have a look and see how totally inadequate his answers are to Rupert Lowe's very, very basic questions. He can't answer them. He doesn't answer them, by the way. Spoiler alert. And like, if I was Rupert Lowe, I'd just go, no, you need to answer the question and stop just gibbering. And also his body language, he turtles, he covers his major veins. Here we go. Check this out. Oh, tell me if you get an echo when I press play.
If you will indulge me, I just wanted to understand the genesis of the name Regulating for Growth. Who actually came up with that? Rachel Reeves.
Is there an echo, people, or is that can you listen to that? Yeah, absolutely is. You're absolutely right. It's a theatre. No echo. Lovely. That means I don't have to put my headphones on. So this Department of Business and Trade have got this new thing, right? And it's funny because it echoes 1980s advertising. In the 1980s, advertising, there was a trend in advertising. I'll give you an example. Do you remember like fairy washing up liquid? It's so clean it makes your plate squeak. Do you remember that? Right, well, there's two options there. One, put water on a plate, it will squeak anyway. Right. Two, if a plate doesn't squeak with water on it anyway, then that washing up liquid has left some chemicals on that plate that make it squeak. So either way, it's not a good thing. So what does fairy liquid do? Make it a positive thing. You know, you can squeak your plate. You know, it's so infested with awful chemicals that it makes your plate sing. So, so this Department of Trade and Business have got this new motto for just more admin so that they can pay themselves more, by the way. If you're setting up a new thing, you need to employ people. And if you need to employ people, you need to manage them. And if you're managing a new group of people, well, I'm doing more work, aren't I? You know, it's just a blag. It's an absolute blag. I saw it in the drugs game. You know, all businesses do these kinds of all hierarchical systems of essentially sales use these kinds of tricks, and it's called regulation for growth. When any common sense would tell you it's deregulation for growth. You don't regulate for growth. You regulate for a lack of growth. Well, listen to him just not explain anything. It's shocking. Here we go.
If you will indulge me, I just wanted to understand the genesis of the name Regulating for Growth. Who actually came up with that? Rachel Reeves irritates me when she spreads it around the chamber.
Fair play to Rupert, though. Rachel Reeves irritates me when she spreads it around the chamber. But this is a really good point. This is why I think Rupert's quite a canny man. Who come up with regulating for growth? You know, what is this bullshit you're trying to spin us?
Liberally. So who actually thought that was a sensible name?
It's a very good question where the genesis of it was. You know, if I'm honest, I don't.
Look at his body language. So what we tend to do is cover major arteries, and we've got loads here. I used to have like veins and that. So the old arms crossed. People think when someone's crossing their arms, they're sort of protecting their belly, but they're not. They're protecting these very vulnerable veins here that if someone was to slice, you'd be in all sorts of trouble. I mean, look at this geezer. These are the fools from school, people, and they're running the country into the ground. Anglo-Saxon starts a grift with a 20. Evening, Chris. Evening, folks. Working and lurking and donating. You missed that one. Fair play, Anglo. Fair play. Did you get me email? I sent out a few tonight. I'm sure I included you. I hope I did. I'm in a bit of a tither because I'm not getting enough sleep. But thank you very much, Anglo. Very kind. I hope you're well. Moody Edge says, cover your arsehole in there. Fair play. Right. Check it.
No, I couldn't give you. So I hesitate to sort of speculate.
Sorry, I was talking over that. His first line is, I don't know where it come from, and I hesitate to speculate. No, the answer's no, I don't know. That's all you need to say. All he needed to say was, I don't know. But he can't because it makes him look like what he is, incompetent, blagging it with more regulation, which is the last thing the UK needs right now. You've got all the entrepreneurs leaving, all the rich people leaving in their droves, and the stupid Labour Party are increasing regulation to get more money out of the people who are hanging on by a thread as it is. He can't tell the truth. He can't say, no, I don't know where it come from. And why would you not? You're the fucking head of the Department of Trade and Business. It's your slogan, regulate for growth. It's absurd.
It's a very good question where the genesis of it was. If I'm honest, I don't know. I couldn't give you. So I hesitate to sort of speculate.
Right, that's all. That's the end of the answer. But he can't. He has to bullshit baffles brains. He has to just keep talking, because then people will forget the truth, which was your opening gambit. To tell the truth, I don't know, and I hesitate to speculate. Oh, all right then, because then Rupert Lowe could come back with, yeah, but hang on, you're the head of the Department of Trade and Business, and this is your slogan, and regulation historically has shown has not created growth. So now he's just got to swerve it. He's just got to just talk. Listen to the nonsense he comes out with. That's got nothing to do with Rupert's question.
I think this is used more broadly than just in the political arena.
Who gives a fuck? What does that mean? It's used more broadly, right? Well, other people have said it. Okay, you're right. No, they haven't. They haven't. That's a lie. What? Regulate for growth is used outside the political arena. Where? What? In school? In cinema? Is it a Hollywood thing? Culturally, your artists doing work. Regulate for growth. Writers. Oh, my new novel, Regulate for Growth. No, it's a political slogan, you dozy twit. And again, that's that 80s that 80s advertising trend. Just say the opposite of the truth. No, this is used elsewhere. It isn't. It really isn't.
I think, but what it's trying to get to, if I sort of back up a bit in terms of sort of I think where the intent of what you're asking is.
And look. I ate filler. If I could just back up a bit to get to the intent of what you're asking is, just say it. You don't need to say that. He does need to say it because he's got to look like he's got some kind of coherent response to a very simple question. Who came up with regulation for growth? If I can back up again so I can get to the inherent point of what you're asking, it's just bullshit. It's just filler.
Is there a zero-sum conflict?
And look at him. Look at this fella. Look.
The intent of what you're asking is there...
look at that. Look at the state of the no-sleep alcoholic on that. This is the geezer that's crippling the country. Him and his mates. and they're making a packet out of it. Absolute fortune. He's set for life, and he doesn't give a fuck.
A zero-sum conflict between regulation and growth? Or is there a role in which regulation, well-crafted regulation, can actually help enable, foster?
So he's now made this division between regulation, which everyone knows is an absolute nightmare for business, or well-crafted regulation, which is the communist utopia. It's just absurd. No, less regulation. Any economist will tell you this. Any. And this is, look, we go back to the Mises thing with why communism doesn't work. Markets regulate value. That is how economies work. When you have markets, places of trade and exchange, how much are you going to give me for this £5 of steak? X amount. No, it's not worth that. Or how about X point Y? No, it's not worth that. All right, how about W? Yeah. And then everyone starts paying that, and then slowly the value of that amount of steak or whatever is regulated. Markets regulate value, including labour value, including the value of your hours and your work. Now, there's no free markets in communist utopias. There was no free markets in Soviet Russia, in communist China, in Pol Pot's Cambodia. There was no markets. How do you know the value of your resources? You just guess. And how do you plan long term when you're guessing? When you're sitting down as a government, looking at your country, looking at what money's coming in, looking at what money's going out, looking what needs spending, and it's like, well, how much is that going to cost? Don't know. What do you mean you don't know? Well, because we don't know how much, we've got to build a new road, but we don't know how much the tarmac is worth. Well, how much do we pay for it? Don't know. How much money have we got? Well, don't know. And that's why they all end up eating each other's dead legs. It's fucking madness. Rupert Lowe just said, where did regulate for growth come from? Listen to what this lunatic is babbling on about. 130 people on the firm. If you're new here, do us a favour and subscribe. I've just left my business to pursue a life as a writer. And I'm skint now. And a like would be really handy, because it will send this out to other people. And they need to know about these Burks. And then we've got more chance of getting Rupert Lowe running the country rather than this absolute dork. Look at him. He's a virgin. Not that there's anything right with that, but he is.
Growth. And there's one example I'll use. I mean, I worked for a while in the private sector in Asia, and I was always...
Any repeated motion is self-comforting. When you're a baby, well, you don't, because you're a baby, but your mother's rock babies in the prams, they rock them. When they're crying, they rock them. And that later on in life, if you're talking to someone and if you want to know how uncomfortable they are, see how many repeated motions they make. Like his hand isn't itching, and if it is, it's just a little scratch. Not, he's self-soothing. He's under pressure. What is he talking about now? When I was in Asia, what the fuck are you talking about, you dolt?
I'll use. I mean, I worked for a while in the private sector in Asia, and I was always struck when I went to supermarkets in that part of the world and various countries.
Yeah, what else did you do on holiday? Did you have a nice margarita on the beach? What are you talking about?
China, Malaysia, and the like, and they'd often have, along with the price, a little flag of the country where the food was from.
You're a fucking idiot. And I pay taxes for you to spunk on this nonsense. That's it. You cover up your... Sorry.
And this was in the early 2010s, and I often thought, well, maybe it's all about, carbon miles. I was very fashionable at the time.
Oh, you just keep talking. What? Hang on. Look at the bird next to him, a little smile. Oh, it was the carbon taxes. They were fashionable at the time. Let's bring them back. Where did regulation for growth come from, you donut?
Speaking to my colleagues who I worked with, locally employed.
Look at Rupert Lowe. Rupert Lowe knows that this bloke is making a twat of himself. Often misquoted as being in Sun Tzu's The Art of War, and it isn't. But never interrupt the enemy when they're making a mistake. Rupert Lowe, just look, go on, you keep going. Keep talking like you're at some sixth form, what do they call them? They're sort of like school parliaments. We didn't have one at our school. We barely had any lessons. But, this is... He asked him a very simple question, and the bloke's now talking about when he was on holiday in Singapore.
They were like, no. We want to know the food is coming from as far away as possible because we've got no confidence in the food regulatory standards in our country.
It's funny how we talk about racism, but this geezer has just said, when I was in Asia, which is a hell of a lot of people, a hell of a lot of countries, right? It's a big continent, Asia. When I was in Asia, they have flags on their food, according to him. And I said, oh, what's that? And he said that they said, what, all of them? All of them, or just one person? Your little anecdote is about one person saying, no, we like to know that our food has come from as far away as possible.
I think
so it don't matter where. Just
coffee, Chris.
What's that, son?
I think John Palmer might have bought you a coffee.
Okay, nice one. JP, I won't forget that, but I can't do it while I've got this screen on. And if I do forget it, Packer, give us a nudge because I probably will. Nice one, JP. There you go. Look, coffee. I will do it. Hello, Pizzle. Nice to see you, son. Here we go. I will get that up on the screen, JP.
And there were at that time there were lots of controversies about the way in which artificial dyes or lead.
But he's now doing a thing called turtling. It's called turtling because see how he's arched his shoulders over, his elbows have come in, he's protecting his vulnerable veins, he's collapsing in on himself. I know a lot of people don't buy this, but I've seen it so many times. I was dubious at first. I got into body language and micro expressions through psychoanalysis, and I was very dubious. But the person who got me into it said, be dubious, of course. That's the first thing you do with any new set of ideas you get interested in. Does it stand up? But when you see it time and time again in situations that would suggest that's why they're doing it, I can't deny its reality now.
Being used.
Oh, fuck. I mean, if I'd have got his face there.
The way in which,
Oh, did you see that micro expression? There's no chance of me getting it. A micro expression is any expression that's under half a second, usually about a quarter of a second. Now, I'm never going to be able to catch it here, or I'll be here for hours putting it on slow speed, but look out for it. At one point, it goes like this. It's like a really sort of, fuck you. Watch it. Look out for it. It's coming in this, right, you'll see it. It's very quick, but it's sort of like... Amazing.
And there were at that time there were lots of controversies about the way in which
artificial
dyes or lead had been used. Literally, sometimes sort of the colouring to make tomatoes look vibrant.
What the fuck are you talking about? The vibrant tomatoes, right? Okay. It's like what's his name? What's the fella's name? Alan Partridge. He's like Alan Partridge, this bloke. He's talking about shiny tomatoes.
And the thing that really struck me then was well-crafted regulation, I emphasize the word well-crafted, can make a big difference in terms of how effective markets can work. Because essentially what happened there is because of the failure of regulation of public institutions and state capacity, people were happily importing food instead. And so I think that to me is that's what I take from the phrase.
Well, I think in your example, Gareth, and thank you for that, I think labelling is a different issue to regulation.
Yeah, I think that little Union Jack you saw on a packet of peas in Singapore doesn't really stand up to the sloganeering of your ridiculous party and your ridiculous department.
I would argue you deregulate for growth. You don't regulate.
Yeah, like any economist will tell you.
Regulate for growth. And when I read quite right, the NAO sets out here that regulators are primarily set up to correct market failures, protect consumers and the public and the environment. So aren't you asking, by talking about regulating for growth, aren't you asking leopards to be kind to their prey? Is that
Aren't you bullshitting? Essentially, you're bullshitting, right?
Is that what you're trying to achieve?
It's a brilliant question. It's nice that he used a little analogy there. Ask the leopards to be nice to their prey. Check out the geezer's response. More nothing. More uncomfortable nothing.
I mean, let me come at this in another way.
I love it. Let me come at it another way. What? Again, more padding. That's giving him time to think because he doesn't know. He doesn't give a shit. They come up with it. He said, look, we need more money. We need more how are we going to get more money? Well, by regulation's always a good one. It's loads of admin. People have to pay. You know, maybe we'll make every small business pay £100 a year as some kind of, so that, just make something up. And then another one, then another one, then another one, then another one. And that's my 20 years of business experience that I know about. They just keep doing it. Let me come at it another way. Let's see where he comes at it. Don't forget the question was, isn't regulation for growth a little bit like asking a leopard to be nice to its prey? Let's have a look what his answer to that is.
Is that what you're trying to achieve?
I mean, let me come at this in another way. Look at some of the reforms that have happened to the CMA, the Competition and Markets Authority, over the last year. One of the complaints concerns that a lot of businesses that I spoke to back.
So now he's talking about what was it? The Consumer and Markets Authority. Another just make up another department, another load of jobs, another load of management jobs, another load of money, another load of taxes. I mean, who needs all this shit? Who needs this? It's ridiculous.
In early 2023, 24 had with the CMA. I mean, obviously, people will complain about the decisions when it goes against them, and that's sort of par for the course. I always say you're never going to love your regulator because they're trying to often achieve, as you say.
I always say you're never going to love your regulator. Right? Okay, that's what? Okay, you asleep?
Market failure issues. But one of the big complaints was
look, and that face is exactly how I feel. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? You're dreaming. This is just they're in like a parliament. Well, not a parliamentary, but they're in a government sort of debate here. And it's a fair question. Hang on, regulate for growth. That goes against every economic idea ever known. And Rupert Lowe is just like, are you really running the country? Are you actually involved in that? Because you're a really weird bloke, and you've told me about your holiday in Singapore, and now you're talking about a different department. Okay, this seems to make sense. Well done, son.
As much how regulators went around the business, how the CMA went around this business. And the concern there was just the amount of time it took, for example. So there's one merger case, I think the investigation took over 24 months.
Hang on, you're kind of making his point there, really, aren't you?
That's just not a commercial time frame. And so
What's that? What is that? Amazing. That's just please be easy on me, please. That's what you're doing. It. Come on, mate. Easy.
Criticism it's as much around not just the what, but the how regulators operate. Are they operating in a way which is frankly proportionate to the decision in front of them? There's a way in which you can always gold plate what you do. Are they operating at a pace that allows people to make commercial decisions within that framework?
Right.
Is there, is it predictable? Can you actually work out which way the regulator is going to jump? Because actually that is better because you can plan that into investment decisions up front.
It's just nonsense, absolute nonsense. Are you suggesting that leopards be kind to their prey? And he's talking about the CMA, and did you see his? I don't. I know I won't show too much more of this because it drives me nuts. Did you see the little bit where he had a little titter, a little laugh? It was a bit sort of like, you would look out for it. It's only very slight. It's not quite a micro expression, but you watch.
In that framework.
Did you see it? Look at that. Look at that. That is a micro expression. Look at it. Does that look like someone who's happy about this question? Humans don't do things by accident. He's chosen that face, and that was in the middle of his laugh. And he was laughing as if that's nervous laughter, and he's been caught right in the act. It's so transparent.
Is it predictable? Can you actually work out which way the regulator is going to jump? Because actually that is better because you can plan that into investment.
What can you work out which way the regulator is going to jump? On what planet are you talking about?
Decisions up front. So I do think that, and this is why I'm really interested in the way in which this action plan has been framed around administrative costs, because it's about how regulators operate as much as what they do.
It's amazing. Right, there's a natural advert. We'll end it there, but essentially Rupert Lowe goes on to say, it sounds to me like an absolute mess. Right, let's see whether JP's come through or whether it was just there we go, look at that. JP, oh no way. Ragnar Ironspear bought 3 futures. I'll make it a little bit bigger. Thank you, antivirus. Let's see if I can make that screen a bit bigger. There we go. Ragnar Ironspear. Jed's one was from a previous stream. Rags bought me 3. Fair play, Ragnar, if that is your real name. I'm still dubious. He says, no, but have one on me. Will do, Rags. Rags has sent me a couple of things I'm going to show you later as well. I've got a load of wicked clips. JP bought 3 as well. It's a little competition over on how many futures they've bought me. More commie bashing. I want blood. Stop staying away for so long, you git. Love, JP. Look, I'm trying to get this book written. I'm trying to get short stories written. I'm in a bit of trouble, John. I'm in a bit of trouble. So I will. The missus reckons she's going to be away for a week. She never makes a week. I'll probably do a stream tomorrow. I'll probably do a streamer. There'll be a lot of streams while she's away. That's for sure. It's just staying up all night writing is just not working out well for me. So I might have to limit. I just want to get the next book out. I need to, but it's wrecking me. So maybe I'll limit my daily writing hours to 4 or 5 rather than 8 or 9, and I'll get I'll get more streams done. Thank you, Rags. Thank you, JP. Really, really appreciated. Right, what have I got for you next? Right, something a little bit funny, I think, is required now. If you haven't seen this is gold dust. We're likely to get an advert. I did already try and ping past it. Now, this isn't AI. I'm so sick of people. I send them a video and they get back to me, that's AI. I don't care. If it makes me laugh and its job is to entertain me, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Right. So I looked into this. This is a scene from a film, and they wanted Tarantino to have a cameo in the film. And they said to him, just improvise something. Now, him and his mate, they used to sit around smoking a few jazz cigarettes, and they got this little routine together that, just as mates. And so when he was told to improvise in this film, he thought, well, I might as well do that skit, but without my mate there. And they're talking about the movie Top Gun. And this is brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. Give it time. It's a bit of a slow burner, but there's a certain phrase that as soon as he says it, and he keeps saying, oh, it's beautiful. I'm just trying to think. Yeah, I'm with you, JP. Moody Edge, uBlock don't work anymore because I use Chrome, but it does work on Firefox. But because I was fucking trying to eat a little bit of bread, a little bit of wet bread, and all that other stuff, I forgot to put all my clips on Firefox. So I get no ads on there. My mistake. But uBlock don't work on YouTube anymore. I used to just put a VPN on in Mongolia. And I said to ChatGPT, I said, I've been getting no ads on YouTube because my VPN's been on Mongolia. And he went, yeah, they're onto it. He said, that one's been a classic for a few years. He said, but they're onto it now. But even ChatGPT said, look for some more obscure countries. Because no one wants to pay to advertise in Mongolia. Do you know what I mean? Which is a bit cuntish if you think about it. Right, hang on. I think I've got another super chat. 42 dropped to Lady Godiva. And this links to the... Yeah. It's nothing, is it? I mean, you've had a life of dealing with these people. I'm sure this is of no surprise to you at all, 42. Regulation for growth. And when I went to Singapore, what? And it's not about how, it's about what time of day we do it. Okay. Sorry, 42. I try not to interrupt the thing with super chats when I'm going, and that's why that sounds out of context now, but much appreciated. Yeah, and I bet you've witnessed an hell of a lot of that. People who don't know, 42's done a lot of work helping people's actual real lives by talking to like local government and things, and major governments as well. So he knows all about that. Right, check this out. I don't like Quentin Tarantino's movies. I don't know him as a bloke, so I've got no opinion on him. But this, I've watched it so many times. Check it. Let me know if you can't hear it. That'll probably be better, but you should be able to.
What's the film about? What's it really about? What genre does it hit?
What like the spine?
The spine.
Like one sentence? Like
no, I don't fucking Boy Meets Girl. I don't give a shit about that. Fuck Boy Meets Girl. Fuck motorcycle movie. No, what is really being said? What's really being seen? That's what you're talking about. Because the whole idea, man, is subversion. You want subversion on a massive level. You know what one of the greatest fucking scripts ever written in the history of Hollywood is?
What?
Top Gun.
Oh, come on.
Top Gun is fucking great. What is Top Gun? You think it's a story about a bunch of fighter pilots?
Yeah, it's about a bunch of guys waving their dicks around.
It is a story about a man's struggle with his own homosexuality. That's it. That is what Top Gun is about, man. You've got Maverick, all right? He's on the edge, man. He's right on the fucking line, all right? And you've got Iceman and all his crew.
Right.
They're gay. And they represent the gay man,
right.
All right? And they're saying, go the gay way, go the gay way. He could go both ways.
What about Kelly McGillis? Right?
Kelly McGillis, she's heterosexuality. She's saying, no. Go the normal way. Play by the rules, go the normal way. And they're saying, no, go the gay way. Be the gay way. Go for the gay way. Right? That is what's going on throughout that whole movie.
What is this party? Who are these people? They're making me sick. What is that? Who are you? Who are you?
He goes to her house, right? All right. It looks like they're going to have sex. They're just kind of sitting back. He's taking a shower and everything. They don't have sex. He gets on the motorcycle, drives away. She's like, what the fuck? What the fuck is going on here?
Right.
Next scene you see her. She's in the elevator. She is dressed like a guy. She's got the cap on. She's got the aviator glasses. She's wearing the same jacket that the Iceman wears. She is, okay, This is how I gotta get this guy. This guy's going towards the gateway. So I gotta bring him back. I gotta bring him back from the gateway. So I'm gonna do that through subterfuge. I'm gonna dress like a man. All right? That is how she approaches it.
Right.
Okay. But let me just ask you, I'm gonna digress for just 2 seconds here. I met this girl Amy here. She's like floating around here and everything. Now, she just got divorced, right?
I saw you on, what was it? I was asking my friend.
Real ending of the movie is when they fight the Migs at the end. All right, because he has passed over into the gateway. They are this gay fighting fucking force, all right? And they're beating the Russians. The gays are beating the Russians, all right? And it's over, and they fucking land. And Iceman has been trying to get Maverick the entire time. Finally, he's got him, all right? And what is the last fucking line that they have together? They're all hugging and kissing and happy with each other. And Ice comes up to Maverick and he says, "Man, you can ride my tail anytime." And what does Maverick say? Maverick, "You can ride my sword fight! Sword fight! Sword fight!" Fucking it, yeah!
Sorry about the clips. I watched a different clip. I didn't know there was, when I found it on YouTube, I didn't know that there was the other bits. I just like the gateway. What an amazing interpretation of Top Gun. Like, it's and that ain't the last line either. He did move it a bit. But check it out. Try and find a better version where you can actually hear it. I noticed the sound was a bit dodged there, and those other little bits. My mistake. Apologies. I should have watched it first. I watched a short, but I couldn't find it. So I typed in Tarantino Top Gun Gateway, and I thought everything would be good. Learned something there, didn't I? We have got some other humour for you. I can't show you what Rags has sent me, even though you're looking at it. But this is amazing. Hang on. How do I get that bigger? That one. Right, so this is some father. He's bought his daughter like a Barbie house, like the Barbie doll. I'll see if I can. How do I get rid of that? Go away. What? I don't want that. Hang on, you might show everyone what I've been watching all week. How do I play it? The fuck? Seems we have a problem, people. Right. Just play. Oh, man. Maybe we'll have to do it like that. Why won't it play? Look, there's nothing. Rags, have you got the link for the original short, mate? See if you can dig out the link for the original short, because it's not having it. It's not letting me do it off of WhatsApp, which is a terrible shame. All right, what else have I got for you? Oh, this is amazing. No, we won't watch that yet. Posey Parker. Oh no, hang on. Before Posey, because I do want something funny. Right, it's going to be this. But I need a wee. Apologies for needing a wee. Packer, you know what it means? Take over the stream. Be easy on Packer. You could use this time to donate or like the video, but I'll only be a couple of minutes. I'm an old man. It's like 2 drops come out and I feel like I'm done.
So we all listen carefully, see if we can hear him. Or dress up as apes for when he comes back. Are we all enjoying the stream? Is there anything you want to ask me? Hello, Mrs. Meany. Good to see you. Nice one, Pagan.
son, I'm coming back.
Nice one.
Parker, I know that's your least favourite part of being my co-host. Next time, just say hello to a lot of people in the chat. Just sort of say hello, John. Hello, you. Hello, you. Yes, Willow, I can answer for that. Packer?
Yeah, I am, yeah.
I'm so tempted. She absolutely is, Nate. She absolutely is. Hello, Neil. How are you, son? Adele Lewis on the firm, 42, talking to Pags. I've missed the first bit. Right. What am I going to do? Right. So this is hilarious. Ross Kemp, Grant Mitchell from EastEnders. Now, let me go back in time a little bit. It's lovely to have 125 people here, by the way. Excuse me. Old Low Wang says, which one is Dangerfield? They both look the same. Well, no disrespect, Low Wang, but looking at your avatar, I live in Asia and, Dangerfield is the one that does most of the chat. Like, the other one who doesn't say anything, Nice to have you here, though. Where are you from? Right, check this out. Ross Kemp. Low Wang, fair play for giving the stream a go. It's obviously your first time here. Nice one. We're a nice crowd here, nice people. As long as you're friendly, you don't have to agree with what we say or what anyone says. We've all got some different views as well. One day they'll find out I'm a gypsy. Right. Did I say gypsy? I meant you. Right. Now, Ross Kemp. So, my best mate Ray Vahi runs BitShoot, right? And he's moved out of England now because of the UK internet bill or something. You just can't say anything on the internet in England or something. And so Ray had to go because they were going to close him down. He was registered in the UK. He was trying to do the right thing. And even though the company was set up in Thailand, it was still an English company, pay his taxes to England like I do. And Online Safety Act, that's the one. This is and again, another ridiculous name. What censorship? Yeah, that helps protect people. It's not like kids can, just get a VPN. It's ridiculous. Can you imagine a lot of blokes like that geezer we just saw sitting around in a room going, right, we need an online safety bill. Okay, what are we going to do? Well, we should perhaps, I don't know. That's it. Probably just take a lot of money. Dangerberg. That's going to get clipped now, isn't it? Well, actually, it's not. I'm nowhere near famous enough on YouTube. I would not let this guy near any children. What, Packer? He's got some. What, Paul Joseph?
Good, I don't want to go near any children. I'm not keen on them either.
There you go. Yeah, there you go. That's exactly it. That's more like it, Pags. The anti-white safety bollocks. Exactly. Right. It's lovely, Martin Lane. Thanks for giving the stream a go, though, mate. It's nice. It's always nice to have new people pop in. Ben Lush, I ain't paid income tax of 30. You don't want to be. Oi, Ben. When you got a bit of time, like not now, 140 people, lovely. When you got a bit of time, go onto your browser of choice and type in HMRC Connect software. HMRC are now using a bit of software called Connect. And I'm not saying you're going to necessarily get in any trouble about it, but fuck me, they are scraping the internet, they're scraping social media, they're profiling everyone. everyone in the UK, obviously. Anyone who's interested in this sort of thing, just fuck the HMRC, but just have a look at what Connect does as a bit of software. I know a lot of people don't like Palantir, but Palantir has actually got some military value, whereas Connect, if you think digital ID is spying on you, you missed the boat, man. Connect is already there. 42 drops another Lady Godiva. There is a consultation out on UK social media age limit and digital ID at the moment. A social media age limit. I mean, what kind of dreamers are these people? What, you can't use social media unless you're 16 or something? Is that what that is? Oh, that's going to work. Yeah, no one's going to.
You can't go on social media until you're 16. Also, when you're 16, you can vote. They're going for that as well.
Yeah. I mean,
so you can vote as soon as you've got exactly no idea what's going on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's amazing, actually. So, yeah, once you've spent 16 years getting your feminized, communized state education, then and not read anything that isn't legacy media or mainstream, then you can vote that year. That's amazing. Good call, Packer. JP's off. He's not having investing talk. He's off. Hello, Toffee. How are you? Evening, Bill. Right. That's ridiculous. 42. I'm going to have a look into that. I mean, how do you just, what's the word I'm looking for, Packer?
Enforce it.
Yeah, and you know what? You know, there's people on the internet in prison. I've talked to people I know in prison on video calls. It used to be the case that you'd have to stick one of those really tiny little phones up your ass. I got mates in prison on iPhones just sitting there. Hello, mate. How are you? Can you come down and ping a lot of bags over? What I used to do at Belmarsh. What used to be the classic thing was just go down near the prison in fishing. Like if you're a fisherman, like freshwater fish, there's a thing called a maggot pole or a magapole, and it's like got a big sort of, I don't know what you'd call it, like pouch instead of a little bit of leather to put a stone or a ball bearing in. It's got like a pouch. You fill it up with maggots and then you sort of poof into your swim. It's called your swim, which is the area you're going to cast your little maggot and float into. So there's loads of maggots sinking around. All the fish come to feed on them. One of them's going to get yours and you're going to hook it out. So it's called a maggot pole. And when I had friends and that banged up, they'd get a message to me, get down to Belmarsh, and we all knew the layout of Belmarsh, and you know, fill a maggot pole up with like 50 bags of smack, like 10 bags, and just bang it over. And you'd think all the other prisoners would get it, but no, because the shot caller will call a shot on you. So that belongs to someone and no one goes near it. So Belmarsh and most other prisons got wise to this, and they put nets over everything. Like these really fine nets. And then people started freezing them in ice. And so that hang on, I've missed the part of the story. It's fucking boring. But you get the idea. The ice defrosts and then it all comes down in one hit. Why are we talking about that? I thought that might get JP back on the firm. Anyway, that takes me, I mean, how are they going to enforce using social media for kids? It's just not, you know, it's going to make it more tempting. And that bird has flown. There's no way you're going to stop kids getting access to smartphones. That's it. You can't. It's like guns in America. You're going to ban guns? All right, good try. How are you going to do that? And there's so many phones out there. And essentially it will just be another money-making scam, another department, and you know, a load more civil servants, and an excuse to lock people up. So if they find a phone on you and you're not politically aligned to them, they can lock you up. It's another excuse for you breaking the law just by wanting to go on the internet at 15 years old. What kind of what kind of a country doesn't want its children using the most amazing library ever invented? No, they'll be intelligent. Wow, what a generation of idiots that would produce. No internet until you're 16. It would be like a different world. You know, they're going to come out going, "Da, ba," like where they've been watching fucking Teletubbies or something. Oh, yeah, well. They won't know how to talk to other people. Other people will be like, "Oh, have you checked out this AI, this new AI? What's AI?" It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. The country is nuts. It's absolutely absurd. Wow. Right. Ross Kemp, Grant Mitchell from EastEnders. You know, he's been dining out. He's an actor, so he goes the gay way, which is his choice. Not that there's anything right with that, but he's been dining out on being an EastEnders hard man for years by interviewing. Like he done a series, the hardest gangs in the UK. And you don't get to interview the hardest gangs in the UK because they don't do interviews. They're too busy chopping people's hands off. But he did get to interview loads of teenagers who went, "Yeah, we stab people and that, innit?" It's like, I don't know if I've met harder gangs, in fairness. This is like a 14-year-old. What are you talking about? Anyway, going back to Ray Vahe, he owns BitChute, and the UK had the counter-terrorism unit, the Christmas tree, the lights at YouTube have just lit up like a Christmas tree. The UK counter-terrorism unit wanted to train his Thai staff. Ray had to have about 15 or 20 of these Thai girls like just checking BitChute content so that nothing was on there that was illegal. Not Ray doesn't censor on BitChute, but if it's illegal, he has to. Otherwise, it gets shut down. That I get really annoyed. The amount of work that Ray's put into BitChute is something like the 800th most used website in America or something. And people go, he censors things. Yeah, illegal stuff. Anyway, so he's got this room of girls who like try and keep an eye on stuff that's being uploaded, which is it's a fool's errand anyway. It's just thousands and thousands of videos a day. And the counter-terrorist unit wanted to talk to him, and they went through things that were illegal or to watch out for. And they got to the last one, and they said, right, this one, we're not going to show you any examples because we think it could negatively affect you. We don't want to harm you, but you've got to look out for incels. Like Ray's there, like all these girls are like, what? And like Ray's sort of going, fucking incels, right? How many incels are there in the world? Like 2 or something? Right. So Ross Kemp, now the maddest thing is he left it in the video to his credit, as you'll see in a minute, and Paul Joseph Watson credit. And the fair play he did. But it doesn't stop him still trying to fearmonger the British public about the incel army that's coming to not have sex with your daughters. Here they come. Look, they're doing nothing. Look, they're not doing anything. Here they come. Watch out. Nothing's happening. So it's only a short video. I would just let it play, but YouTube might yeet me. I know some people say, why do you keep interrupting? Because if you don't, they don't see it as a reaction video and they think you're just playing other people's content. And in fairness, you are. But This is brilliant. It's only 5 minutes, so I might be able to get away with it. People, if I do get yeeted, a message will come up on the screen saying, according to YouTube's rules, blah, 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 blah. And then I get like a 3-minute timeout. Then the stream comes back right here. You don't have to go anywhere or go to my channel and find it. It comes back here. But I'll see if I can get through the whole thing without interrupting it. I won't, because I can't. I always interrupt it. But this is brilliant. If there's any adverts, sorry, I fucked it up. Check it. The rise of the incels. Ross Kemp. But this is Paul Joseph Watson has edited this beautifully. It's just so funny. Here we go.
Incels are a misogynistic group. Effectively, they hate women. How many incels have become killers?
You're about to witness a narrative shatter into a million pieces live on camera.
We'd say roughly between 7 to 15 around the world.
Sorry, how many?
Ooh, big reality check for Ross.
Estimates typically range from between 7 to 15 incel killers, and roughly 59 people have been killed in ideologically motivated incel killings.
In the United Kingdom?
Around the world.
It was at this moment he realised he'd fucked up.
7. I mean, you know, oi, Ross, have a look around England. Have a look around what's happening. I think there might be bigger problems than incels. That's amazing. Between 7 and 15. Look at him. He's already probably done about a week's work filming this documentary. And the geezer just said between 7 and 15. More people die falling down the stairs every day. It's brilliant.
Imagine basing an entire documentary on the premise that incels represented some preeminent deadly terror threat. And then you find out the actual numbers, and the whole thing's a hysterical moral panic.
Oh, it's more than a hysterical moral panic. It's a hysterical anti-white moral panic. Let's just get that in there. You know, anyone ever seen a black incel, or what I like to call a blincel? No, they're always fat white kids. All 7 of them. Nice one, Ross.
Even one murder is too many, of course. But inceldom doesn't appear to be the phenomenon I thought it was.
Hell, this is awkward.
It's clear that this documentary needs to take a different direction.
Maybe should have done a bit more research beforehand instead of just watching adolescents.
So all those preconceptions that I have are wrong. I think they're a threat, a permanent threat to the security of this country. I think there are hundreds of thousands of them.
Why do you though? Why? I mean, what is he so dumb that a TV producer said, Ross, we've got a job for you. There's hundreds of thousands of terrorist incels. And he went, what's an incel? They're involuntary celibates who hate women and they're terrorists. And he went, yeah, I'll take it. And it like, you know, the geezer says 7. I love it so much.
I think that they are generally white and right-leaning. So effectively, I have got everything wrong about incels.
I mean, to be fair to Ross Kemp, they could have just cut the interview from the documentary. Credit to him for keeping it in, though the documentary's still called Lost Boys, Deadly Men, so wasn't really listening, was he?
How many?
But it gets funnier.
An incel called Ian has agreed to meet me.
Right, hang on. When he says it gets funnier, you're not going to believe this. I fell off my chair at how... Don't forget, he already knows that he's been bullshitted, like, to the max. He already knows that it's about between 7 and 15. but no worries, plod along, Ross, plod along. Now, when you've got those facts, how else do you... boost a documentary? It's really weird. They use AI. Let's use some technology because people are interested in that. they don't actually show you, if I remember rightly, but you know they usually disguise voices and that. This geezer's got a digital mask that they can put his ideal face on. Now, I'm not sure if this clip shows you his ideal face, but listen, I'm not ruining it for you. I just want you to enjoy it so much. He uses AI to generate an incel's bedroom, right? Now, that's ridiculous in the extreme. But because the incel that they found, some bloke who probably just wanted to make 40 quid and said, yeah, I'll pretend to be an incel for 40 quid. He didn't want to be filmed in his house because, obviously. So they get ChatGPT or something to show them what a typical incel's bedroom looks like. And it's absurd. It's so absurd. And then they actually make that bedroom. They actually make it to interview the kid. It's fucking brilliant. Check it.
But he doesn't want to film at his home. So I'm asking an AI text-to-image generator how I can dress our studio space to look like his bedroom.
Yeah, asking AI to generate images representative of a nuanced, convoluted social phenomenon. I'm sure this is going to be deadly accurate.
Even artificial intelligence has bought into
Mid-journey. Look, I'm using an AI text-to-image generator. I mean, it's so crude, isn't it? Like, I'm using the latest technology to give you the real story on these 7 blokes. 141 people. Don't forget to like the video. Lovely to see you all. Feel free to donate. There's a QR code. If you don't like the QR code, the link to buy me a coffee is in the description, or your good old super chat. It is about 2:30 in the morning here. It's always appreciated. If you haven't got it or don't want to, that's also right. Lovely to have you here. And if you're new here, maybe come back another time because we do all sorts of things here. We've got a lovely community. This community has been building over 10 years and we all get on. It's lovely. And so nice to see you. I'm guessing you've all been here before, though. I think I've seen 2 or 3 people's names I haven't seen before. Anyway.
I think you should have that as your backdrop, Chris, next time you get your thing out.
I'll tell you what, if I remember, I'll do it. But it gets worse because they actually make it. They recreate that actual in 3D physical space to interview this kid with his face generating mask on. It's just ridiculous.
The idea that incels are inherently dangerous.
Okay, that's pretty funny. Wait, you're not actually going to do it, are you, Ross?
According to that, goes about. This one goes around about here.
He's actually going to do it.
Muted.
The fact that they're using this as content, not only showing you him use the AI, but actually like standing in a room rubbing his chin. Oh, this one goes here. That shows you how little they've got on this fake moral panic. Like, if this is serious, if we were talking about something like mass uncontrolled immigration, if we were talking about something like, I don't know, some kind of religious terrorism, you wouldn't need to mock up bedrooms because you'd have so much data, you'd be able to talk about it. But when you've got between 7 and 15, you have to fill the documentary up with absolute cack. Making a incel's bedroom. It's beyond ludicrous.
Hang on a minute. So you've just discovered that the vast majority of incels aren't weirdo, psychotic would-be killers. Yet you've still chosen to represent their bedrooms like something out of Hieronymus Bosch's worst nightmare. I asked
If you know Hieronymus Bosch, he's an artist, and all his works are like just like hell-like dreams. Ozmeister dropped to 5-bit. Have you shown when Russell Brand met Mark Collette 24 years ago? Yes. Nazi boy. Yeah, we watched it a few times. Ed Dutton, old Teddy Dutton, made a video about it the other day that's very interesting. He broke the whole thing down. But yeah, it's a bit of a shame that it's been chasing Mark around for the last sort of quarter of a century because, you know, what is he? He's about 16. I lived on that same estate that they filmed that Mark lives on. Mark's at Leeds Uni. I was at Leeds Uni as well. Fucking horrible place, Leeds. I had more violence in Leeds in 2 years than the rest of my life put together. And, well, not up until then, I mean. And I was a petty criminal before then. And I had more violence just on the street. The first night I was there, I got knocked out in a boozer for having a southern accent. I just asked for a pint of Guinness, and the geezer next to me went, "Oh, apples and pears, north and south." I went, "Yeah," and he went, I went flop. Down like a cheap whore, I went. Nice one, Ozmeister. If anyone hasn't seen that, it is kind of weird and interesting. Brands are twitting it. Mark's like 16 or something, and he's like the BMP youth. But yeah, good call, good call, good call. Okay, nice one, Picard. I just got that. Thank you, Ozmeister. I hope your recovery is going well as well. I don't know if you're back to work or anything. I don't, but I hope you're feeling better because you went through something massive then. Don't go turning into an incel. Thank you, Ozmeister.
Grok to create a representative image of what an incel's bedroom looked like. This is what it came up with. We're all gonna make it, lads.
Does this look anything like your bedroom?
Not at all, really.
Kel surprise.
Ian doesn't want.
No. I went to the uni alphabet cat. You're not going to find me in a poly or a Met. Come on. I went to Leeds University. I was in a master's degree. They don't even do them at the Met or the poly, do they? What? I think the highest qualification you can get there is like an A-level. Sorry, it was always, we always used to take the piss out of the poly and the Met. No, I was at the proper Leeds Uni, but fucking horrible place, Leeds. If you loved it and you lived there, I first lived in Chapeltown, which was like the Brixton of the North. Quickly got out of there. I tell you what a place, fucking hell. And then I moved to Headingley, where all the students live. And listen to what happens in Headingley. Like there's a bit in the documentary Ozmeister's talking about. Mark's house has got like metal bars over the door, right? Like, covering the door, like full security metal bars and the window. But they only show you Mark's house. Teddy Dutton actually mentions it. He says it's weird, isn't it? Because these days, on the documentary, they show you the street and then they pan around to Mark's house. But these days, you wouldn't do that in a documentary, or Mark would have said no, because it would take someone 5 minutes on Google Earth to find out exactly where you lived. And it was weird how just 20 odd years ago, you could do that. You could show a street and a house, but you'd be mad to do that today. There's something else about it. What did he say? The poly. No, there was something else I had to. Leeds. Oh yeah. In Headingley, every house has got those grates, those bars on the windows and the doors, because all the people there who aren't students and who are predominantly from a different part of the world, they rob the students because they know they're largely melts. They know they're largely, even if they're in, they're not going to do anything about it because they haven't ever encountered anything like that in their lives. But check out how absolutely unscared they are of the wet tissue pussy students. They rob your house. They take your stereo. You know, this is going back, like, I was there in the early to mid 90s. Nick your stereo, nick your computer, nick your clothes, and then a couple of days later they come back to your house when you're in and sell your stuff back to you. They've got it in their hands. They've got it in a car. They're like, right, we've got your stuff, we've got your guitar, we've got your computer, about 4 of them. And they're like, do you want to buy it back? And people do, because it's like, well, I'd rather have it back because I need it. And then they hand over a few £100 to get their own stuff back. And when you do that, then they'll target you again. I knew a bloke who had it done to him 3 times. He left university. He got out of there. Because once you've mugged yourself off, and you know what if someone comes around your house and says, do you want to buy this back? You go, yeah, wait there, I'll go and get the money. And then you go make a phone call, and then you get your weapon of choice ready, and then you go out there and you kick the fucking shit. I'm not advocating violence. It's just a joke. What you should call the police, because they're definitely going to come and help you within the time required. Do not attack people who have robbed you 3 times and sold your stuff back to you. That would be a terrible, and it's illegal. And I don't promote violence or illegality. Ross Kemp, carry on, mate.
To be identified because of the stigma around incels. Instead, I have an LED mask on which you can display any picture. So I've asked Ian to send me a photo of how his ideal face would look.
It represents an image of myself that would maneuver through the world much more easily.
I'm waiting for Alan Partridge to pop up or something, but it hasn't happened yet. You know what makes this even more hilarious? Ross Kemp's a big lefty who's carved a career out of amplifying narratives about the supposedly deadly threat of the far right. He's campaigned on numerous occasions for the Labour Party, publicly endorsing their politicians. He urged voters to elect Keir Starmer in 2024 and smeared people putting up England flags as far right. He obviously set out to bolster the narrative that incels are some predominantly white right-wing phenomenon, despite studies showing their ethnic diversity outweighs the white per capita population, and that they tend to be more left-wing than right-wing. But to see the effect of all that adolescent social engineering and propaganda come crashing down in an instant was incredibly edifying.
It's amazing. Just between 7 and 15, and he's making a documentary about it. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing. Hello, Jed. How are you, mate? I'll tell you what, there's 2 types of marriages. There's marriages where it's the best sex ever, and there's marriages where they stop communicating. That's it. I was with a bird for 11 years, and that 11th year was some of the best sex I ever had, because we talked to each other about what we liked. It's, you know, like when men, you know, the old saying that prostitutes save marriages. It's because a man will go to a prostitute, and because he's paying, it's a service, and he doesn't feel bad about saying, I'd really like you to dress up as a real slag, like, and I'd like you to chew some gum and take it out and spit on the floor while I'm wanking, right? And then when I fuck you, I just want you to look to the side like you're really bored, all right? Because that's what he wants, for whatever reasons. But people don't say that to their wives because they feel like it's insulting. Meanwhile, the wife is out for dinner with their mates going, I just wish he'd sometimes just fuck me like he didn't care about me. You know, just fuck me. But when they're in the bedroom, they think it's got to be like a Hollywood movie. Oh, or just come home from work and put her on the washing machine and sex isn't like that. Sex is hilarious. Sex is like, me and my missus are cracking up sometimes. And like, just go with it, man. But you've got to communicate. Long-term relationships is where the best sex is. But you've got to communicate. It's like this 72 virgins lark. No, I don't want them. I don't want a virgin. I want one good whore. I'll take one good whore over 72 virgins any day of the week. 72 virgins? Oh, what are you doing? Oh, that hurts. Oh, sorry. All right, don't worry about it. No. Give me a woman who comes in the room, spits on my carpet, slaps me around the face, bends over, pulls her skirt up and goes, hurry up, I haven't eaten this week. I've already come before. I don't even need to touch her. Logan says Packer looks bored. Yeah, he don't. You'll learn soon. You'll learn, Logan, how this works. Spanish chicken. I didn't know you were on the firm. How are you, son? Nice to see you. Nice. Blog says weird and specific. Yeah, admittedly it was, but I can do that sort of thing. It was, yeah. That's the problem with improvising. I've always said I like lamb dressed as mutton. That's what I like. I like par for the course. There you go. Dirk, hello, mate. I'd rather have a kit than sex these days. Well, even if that is what you mean, that's also all right. You know, we live in a culture where sex is like, it's just always at you. Like my fucking YouTube shorts, and I don't watch the sexy women YouTube shorts, but that's all there is. It's just like all street fashion. And it's just women, barely dressed women, or habilier ladies in the street. And I'm like, okay. And it's just not like that. And it's not that important either. It's just a bit of fun, unless you're breeding or 17. There's a slight difference there. And you should be breeding at 17. Well, no, not really. If you're a woman, you should be. But if you're a man, don't have kids until you're about 40. Neil says all this sex talk makes me feel uncomfortable. Well, I you know, I won't say any more about that. Spin cycling this energy crisis. Oh, you're replying to someone. Hang on, Mrs. Me in it. I didn't know that was you. I tell you what, people, I'm going to tell you a true story. I thought I'd upset Mrs. Me in it because she just stopped coming here and stopped talking to me. And I was upset because I do upset some people sometimes. I can sometimes be a bit filterless. And then she wrote me a lovely email the other week and I got it. I've replied to that email, haven't I? I didn't know. I've seen that avatar in the chat, but I didn't. Your name's tiny, so I didn't see it. Nice to see you, darling. To see you, nice. Right. What else have I got to show you? I haven't got the energy. Right, that one's too boring. Posey Parker letting the firm down. Right, so I was on X the other day, and Dan, the iconoclast, the YouTuber formerly known as the iconoclast, said to me, he said, Posey, you and Posey are mates, aren't you? Because me and Posey used to be quite friendly. She was on This Morning or Good Morning Britain, one of those shows. I'd done a reaction video to it. She said on her channel it's her favourite reaction video. And so we sort of got together. Nice one, Albert. Amazing. Ayrton Senna. Lovely. Cheers, Albert. Aprasha Kanatu on that. So, and you know, I said to her once, because her channel sort of blew up, and I said to her, I'll come on your channel if you want. And she said yes. She said, I'm going to do a series of outliers. And I went, hang on though, I'm not an outlier. And she said, you talk about all that racism stuff and that Nazi stuff. I said, what? I said, no, just what? Why? I'll just come on and have a conversation with you. And then she slowly, and then I'd watch her streams and I'd say hello in the chat and she'd ignore it. And now we haven't spoken for about 3 or 4 years. And when Dan said to me, you should come on you should do it. Maybe get her on your show. I said to him, it's all changed now, Dan, unless there's something in it for them. Dan had me on his show. Dan the Iconoclast had about 200,000 subs at this stage, and he said, my 5 favourite YouTubers. And he said it weren't in any particular order, but I was number 1. So that is in a particular order. And it was a countdown from 5. Sorry, I'm stupid. But that doesn't happen anymore. If you say to someone, can I come on your channel? They look how many subs you've got. And if there's nothing in it for them, they just go, nah. And I kind of get it. You know, it's their jobs now. It didn't used to be like that. But as soon as you hit about 60,000, you can make an half decent living. So there's no point. And I said in the answer, I said, no, I said she wouldn't do it because there's nothing in it for her. And also she called me a racist. I said, I think she's grown out of that by now. And then someone answered to me, said, not judging by that clip. And I hadn't realised that the Iconoclast was responding to a clip. So I grabbed this. This is a little bit, it's not Ross Kemp. It does look a bit like him. He's one of Tommy Robinson's mates. And they're all Civnats. And so thank you, Albert, again. Much appreciated. Really, really helpful. I'm starving. But this is going to be really small, I'm afraid. There's not much I can do about that. But listen to Posey Parker. It's such a shame. It's such a shame. She hasn't been red-pilled all this time. She just hasn't. It will be a bit small. I didn't think of it when I grabbed the clip. But you'll be able to hear it anyway.
Watch this and set the stage, I guess.
Is there any parts of right-wing politics that you don't agree with?
Yes, there is.
Whoa. So the bit that they've cut out, as you can imagine, is Posey Parker admitting that over the years she's moved further right, which is a good thing, you know. So then he comes in with that question here. And it's what's the word? It's sort of so disappointing. It's demoralising. She's not stupid. And because she's not stupid, it makes me think, is this just looking after your business? Do you know what I mean?
Is there any parts of right-wing politics that you don't agree with?
Yes, there is. There's this new kind of, if you're not white and Christian, you're not British. I find that quite objectionable. As look, any of my kids could marry someone.
New. That's the key word. New. Look at this geezer in the middle here, look. New. Okay. I'll take it back a bit.
Set the stage, I guess.
Is there any parts of right-wing politics that you don't agree with?
Yes, there is. There's this new kind of, if you're not white and Christian, you're not British. I find that quite objectionable. As look, any of my kids could marry someone who isn't white. Mm-hmm. Like my husband's white, so my kids are white, and all our ancestors are white. But I can't think for a moment that I would go, oh, well, my grandchild's mixed race, therefore not really British. Mm. I just can't get on board the colour of that. And people have talked about it a lot. Like, I'm English. I'm ethnically English, but I'm British national. And I think it's a culture, it's a frame of mind. It's, you know, it's just the way you behave, whether or not you're British, and where you're born, maybe. But I think you can become British. It's just an attitude.
Yeah, and I hope.
It's just an attitude. It's the way you behave. It's an attitude. It's so dumb. It's so insulting, not just to English people, not just to British people, but to all nationalities. That's insulting. That is demonstrably racist. It's fuck all. And she doesn't really know what she's thought. She hasn't thought about it. She doesn't want to go there. And that's why it's just like, it's it's you know, it's how you dance. It's what colour trainers you wear.
The audience realise that I'm so opposite.
I just want to pause it there. Are you picking up on anything? Maybe some parallel arguments that have been used, maybe in how
civic nationalism.
Well, I'm speaking more about how she grew to notoriety. Any of that argument there about you can just feel something, maybe?
So I'm just gonna
a certain
right. So what he's saying there, and I won't keep it on. What he's talking about there is she's made her living out of being a TERF. She's a trans exclusionary radical feminist. And what do the trans people say? What is a woman? Which is a adult female. Adult human female. That's her big thing. She puts up posters and placards and billboards. And what is it that the trans people say? Being a woman, it's just a feeling. It's just it's how you behave. It's what you do. And those two things don't work. You can't have those two thoughts simultaneously. And that's his point. And it's a great call as well. Right, what else have I got for you? What's the time? 2:00 in the fucking morning. I've still got to write. This is why I haven't been streaming, because I'm so tired. Right, hang on. What else have I got for you? I don't know. I might. Oh, that's nothing. This is quite good. This is worth a little watch. Is it really? No, it's too much of a downer. We could watch some of this, actually. Yeah, let's watch a bit of Piers Morgan Uncensored. There's a few reasons why this is interesting. This is about that bird who used, those meaty balls you get. What are they called, Packer? They're like in a gravy. Brains is the brand name for them.
Faggots.
Yeah. Well, apparently some bird might be going to prison for 10 years for using that word in England in a private message. Now, first thing, no one should be going to prison for a word. I mean, I always say this, but if there's one thing I can drum into anyone, critical distance. Because this is how propaganda and this is how brainwashing works, by repetition. Just keep saying it. It's passive, but it's active. But step back. Look how ludicrous it is. Not even just to go to prison for speech, but that speech could ever be an issue. A word you use. She used it. She'd been attacked. And she used it in not only did she, well, you'll see, Morgan talks about it at the beginning, but it was private. So this is like me and Packer. Like, we've got a private chat we can use here. We rarely use it. We're not gossiping behind your backs. But, that's like Packer saying something in there and using some kind of slur. And then me and Packer falling out and me telling the old Bill and him going to prison. Oh, you used a homophobic slur in a private message to someone. You're losing your freedom. That's the UK. It's just mind-blowing. And, that fella that was the Department of Business and Trade, it's dolts like him who sit around dreaming this stuff up. I mean, how far down a fucking hole has a country got to go before? I just can't work out that people who are running a country, adults, a lot of them privately educated, can sit in a room and start talking about jailing people for speech, for language. And all it does is gives those words more power. The reason 8-year-olds at school, boys, call each other gay is because they're told not to. If everyone just stopped giving a shit, that would not be used as an insult. It's, that's taboo. Taboo has historically worked like that. Originally, I'll tell you, a great book, Freud, Totem and Taboo. But when something's taboo, it has mystical powers. That's where taboo comes from. And it's still like that. And they're tapping in on that. Now, the reason I say I can't believe that these privately educated adults can actually talk about this, it's not because they're stupid. It's power. It's power. Because if they can lock you up for this word, next week it's that word, next week it's that word. And then you don't have to do anything for them to lock you up. Because everyone does this. Everyone uses taboo words. Everyone makes taboo jokes. That's what's funny about, when you're just with your mate and you say something that's right off the scale and your mate's cracking up. It's because you're using taboo. But once they've got this sort of thing locked into a nation's consciousness, they'll be able to, that's why they take your phones and your computer. You done this, you done this. Take your phones, take the computer. They'll find something. They'll find an email from 10 years ago where you signed off bumfucker or something. And they'll be like, you can't say that. No, that's illegal. You're going to prison. And what they're actually locking you up for is your political views. It's the, what was his name, Packer? The old... they got him for tax evasion in the end, the old prohibition gangster.
Al Capone.
Al Capone. They got him for tax evasion. This was a geezer who made millions. In today's money, probably hundreds of millions. Protection, racket, illegal booze because of prohibition. But they could never catch him. And they finally found out he didn't fill in a tax form. And they'd give him the full whack for it, which was like about 9 years or something. And that's what this is. That's what locking you up for for speech crime is. It's fucking insipid as hell. It's really dangerous. And quite frankly, it's a culture it's lost its way a long time ago. Because they're not doing it because they're stupid. What's that phrase? Don't put down to incompetence. What is it? Can you remember it, Packer? Don't put down to incompetence. What?
I don't know.
Someone will put it in the chat. Grego. It'll be in the chat in a minute. Oh, that's interesting. Sam Malia's on countercurrents. I was talking to Mark Collette the other day about doing another stream, and he said he's going out for dinner with Laura and Sam. That must be fucking lovely having him back. They didn't even let him see his birth of his second kid. Cunts. And what did he do? Put up stickers, said things. Put things on stickers. 2 years. 2 fucking years. Right, let's have a little look at this. This is quite interesting, actually. It goes on a bit, but there's... do you know what? Right, how long does it go on for? We'll watch a little bit of it, but there's something there is actually... I have actually got a different agenda for showing you it. Let me know if you can't hear it.
We can neither see it nor hear it. You're muted.
Hello. Sorry to interrupt. Can we just have a look at Brendan O'Neill's hair transplant? Brendan O'Neill.
We couldn't see it.
You can't see it?
No, it wasn't up.
is that? Share screen with audio. Here we go. Look at Brendan O'Neill. Hang on. Right, that's Brendan O'Neill from Spiked Online. He used to be the editor of Living Marxism. They're very much against Restore Britain, by the way, because they're Marxists. I mean, Living Marxism might give it away. Matt Goodwin has been writing some utter shite. Matt Goodwin is also Spiked Online. But look at his Barnett. Brendan O'Neill was so bald, I don't believe that's a hair transplant, because a hair transplant requires a certain amount of hair. They call it the there's a name for it. It's an area of hair that you can take hair from to stick. But he was bald as a coot. I reckon that's one of those glue-on syrups, like a proper wig. Anyway, so you missed the beginning. We need to see the beginning. Oh, Lord, help us out.
11.
Right, there you go. Assault victim. So she was assaulted, is convicted of a hate crime after she branded attacker. I can't even say it. I could in the context of those brains faggots, the meatballs in gravy, in a text message to a friend, a private message.
Police officers turned up.
Yeah.
They basically
11.
said you had committed a hate crime by using that F word in a private text message.
I was in utter shock.
If the state can pry on our private conversations, that really does take us into Orwellian territory.
We've been in Orwellian territory for fucking decades, mate. 11 old Bill turned up at her house. 11. For saying a word. Now, the funny thing about this is there's two people who bat for the other team. And what a surprise. They defend it. They haven't got an argument, though. They just say it's the right thing to do. Ridiculous.
You don't have a free nation there. Who cares if she was like, you know what, I am homophobic. And I said it because I'm homophobic. That's her business, right? You can say what you want.
Something can be a homophobic slur, even if a person doesn't realize that that's what they're doing.
Andrew, would you use that word?
Sure, you use it all the time. It's one of the best ways to describe friends, right?
Any minute now, we are going to see the annual controversy about the Pogues' great song, Fairy Tale of New York, which has the famous lyric, "You scumbag, you maggot, you cheap, lousy."
The Oxford English Dictionary has just named rage bait as its word of the year. They define it as content deliberately designed to elicit outrage by being frustrating, provocative, or offensive. I thought it was only appropriate to mention that story, given the hullabaloo over my...
Yeah, all right, Piers, let's cut to the chase.
Mother of four, who was convicted over her text messages, joins me in the...
She's got 4 kids. She's looking at a 10 stretch. Oops.
Video now. Elizabeth, thank you for coming in and joining us today for this debate. Just first of all, just to clear up exactly what happened to you, explain to me and the viewers what went down.
I was assaulted by a male acquaintance. And
Physically or sexually?
Physically. Physically. It wasn't my ex-partner. It was a friend, like a group of friends. The female acquaintance that she was getting jealous over me because she started seeing my ex-partner. So she was trying to cause trouble for me, which ended up resulting in me getting attacked. After that, obviously, I went to the hospital and I sent her messages and pictures of my injuries, just to prove what she'd caused. And obviously, I was very upset at the time. I'd had a inflammation on my brain. I had a skull fracture, which made me not really feel like myself at the time, I was very upset, and I was very angry with what had happened to me, which made me say messages that I really wouldn't have said.
So you sent her a lot.
You know, it really upsets me that she's feeling the need to defend herself, and I understand why she's doing that. I get that, but really, you can't. You know, you should be able to say. It's just so far away from civilization. It's not civilized. You should be able to say, like what Andrew Wilson said. You know, what if she is homophobic? What if you say, I don't like gays, I don't like blacks, don't like Indians, don't like English. You know, you should be able to say whatever you want. Well, who's that harming? Where's the offence? And even if there is offence, well, that's on you. That's on you. I mean, if someone come up with some brass knuckles and broke my orbital bone, yeah, maybe I'd involve the old Bill or some friends. But words, I mean, I just can't. I just don't understand how things have got. I do understand how things have got here, and that's what makes me very frightened.
Load of messages. I mean, would you categorize them as abusive, highly abusive?
It was more just to
Who gives a fuck? You can say what you want to your friends. You can sit on your own and say what you want. Stand in your window and say what you want.
Pointing to the fact that what had happened to me, I only just sent her pictures of my injuries, and obviously said why would you cause this much trouble for me and stuff, and make up lies, and which now resulted in me being attacked. And
she then reported you.
Yeah.
For what she said were harassing.
She grasped her up. Said, "Look, this woman used a hateful slur." Oh, they're the real cunts. They're in this whole thing. I mean, the government, yeah, we can write them off anyway. But it's the liberal supporters. It's the useful idiots who they let them pull their strings. They're the real problems. Because if no one supported it, it wouldn't work. It would not work. If everyone just went, no. These couple of gay men on here, if they just went, no, I don't give a shit. Like a lot of gay people do, they just don't give a shit. I lived in Soho for nearly 20 years. I was the only straight in the village. I had loads of gay friends, and I would say, "You're so gay. It's disgusting and disturbing," and just for a joke. And they'd call me a breeder. They'd come and sit down next to me and go, "Oi, breeder, buy me a coffee." And no, don't! Is that the police? A gay man just called me a breeder. It's ridiculous.
Messages.
Yeah, it was a 5-minute period of time when I just.
How did you feel when the police contacted you?
Well, I was shocked. I didn't expect that. I mean,
because these are private text messages.
Going by her accent, she was probably shocked that they weren't out somewhere stopping someone getting stabbed.
Throughout my life, I've had messages with my friends, and we've fallen out, and we've said things that aren't very nice to each other. But you would never really expect that to go any further than that.
I've heard 11 police officers turned up.
Yeah.
I mean, that's completely ridiculous.
Yeah, I'd left my front door open. I was waiting for my dad to come to the house. I was actually in the bath.
And 11
they opened the door themselves.
And just came in?
And came in.
And you're in the bath?
Yeah.
And what do they say to you?
Well, I heard my name, which was one female out of the lot of them.
And 10 male officers?
Yeah. And then I heard my name, and I thought, it might be my sister, because it didn't sound like someone who was, because obviously I was upstairs in the bath. And then they just come up the stairs, and they didn't give me any privacy or anything.
You were naked?
Yes.
How did that make you feel?
Disgusted. I'm really upset. I was crying my eyes out.
And what did they say to you? What did they say they were there?
Enough of that. I've lost my water. I don't know where my water's gone. Right, I'm going to wrap it up, people. I am going to find a piece of music. We'll probably get adverts in it. I think I know what I'm going to go for. It's been lovely having a nice old crowd. I will be doing more streams. I'll probably do one tomorrow. It's the Carabao Cup final tomorrow. Arsenal, Man City. If that goes well, I might stream after it, or I might stream before it. Because if it doesn't go well, I won't be in any mood to stream. I can assure you. Right, turn that off. Let's see if any more have come through on the old Buy Me a Coffee. No. Put that over there. Sort that out. Packer, I'll let you go. We'll have a little debriefing in a minute. Show Packer some love in the chat, people. Go on, Packer, what's that, mate?
Thank you, Chris. Thanks for having me. It's been lovely.
Look at it. Look at Packer, people. Just look at him. Look at little Packer. Look. He was a little boy. Imagine little Packer when he was a little lad. What were you like when you were a little boy, Packer?
An annoying little shit, according to my brother.
Were you a happy child?
Yeah.
Oh. What did you want to be when you grew up? Did you have like a dream?
I had no idea. Pop star or something, I suppose. I don't know.
Did your other half just chip in then?
Yeah, she's talking about the boy. She knows what she wants him to be.
All right, that's between you and her. All right, I'll talk to you in a minute. See you later, son.
Cheers. Cheers, everybody. Ta-ra.
Oh, I tell you what, people, I can't stream without him. I mean, I will do. He's not obliged. You stream with me, Packer. Sit there and say nothing for 2.5 hours. But it's very difficult. Can you like this stream? It does help, apparently. But we're on the road to 20k. If I hit 20k subs, I'll do like a 6-hour stream. And before you go, SUBSTACK 3 is on the horizon. Now, if you weren't here for SUBSTACK 1 and SUBSTACK 2, it's music made by Scrubs, subscribers of this channel. So get digging in your back catalogue of your own music. We're looking at we'll give it a few months, so you could make something new. But maybe I'm going to be a bit busy April, May. I'll tell you about that. Yeah, it's not good news. It's not good news. But SUBSTACK 3, so, get your music ready. And what we do, we just come on here and we play each person's tune and we talk a bit about them, and they're really good fun. There you go. Look, JP's on it. He's advertising it. He's marketing it. And he is my crutch, yes. Although I have got another crutch, but, if you are new here, really, think about subscribing. It's a good fun channel. Nice bunch of people. Really nice bunch. Oh, 42. Oh, yeah, of course. You're on it. You're in it. You've been making you've been spinning the decks recently. I don't know what that meant. Yeah, I imagine there will be some fair amount of AI shite, but that's all right. I don't mind. I mean, I might do a voting system this time where people can gong it, like a gong show. And so if it's, it adds a little bit of jeopardy to it. Do you know what I mean? You don't gong it just because you don't like it, because you might not like that style of music, and that's not the same. But if you think it's badly made, I might, if you just write gong in the chat, but I might do it so that people can also put stay or some other more exciting word. And if there's more stays than gongs, as if I'm going to be able to keep an eye on that. But, well, it will be an absolute mess. Exactly that, Moody Edge. I was just thinking that much the same. It's been an absolute pleasure seeing you all again. I do apologise. Trust me, when I haven't streamed in a while or made a video, every day I feel guilty. So if that means anything to you, if your Schadenfreude is a value to you, know that I feel guilty for not streaming. but I'm trying to make a living as a writer, and it turns out it's a little bit harder than I thought. I will see you all soon. Here's a tune that I think you all know and love, and I will catch up with you soon. Enjoy the weekend. If you're a gooner, good luck tomorrow. If you're a City fan, unlucky. Here we go. Let's have a bit of this. It's Jerry Wallace. It's an advert for an aftershave. Ta-da!
All the world loves a lover. All the girls in every land are meant to know. The joy of loving is to live in the world of man. There's someone who's waiting for you. Soon the world will be yours for a time. Music starts to play, night will turn to day. Darkness disappears when the one you love is near. You're in man. All the world loves a lover. All the girls in every land are meant to know. Joy of loving is to live in the world of mankind. There's a place that is waiting for you, a world where the best in life is free, where time is always spring, happiness is king. Dreams you dream come true when the one you love loves you. You're in man.
I'll tell you what, people, I was so tired before this stream, but I thought I've got to do one. And I've had an absolute laugh. I absolutely love you lot. I love this channel. Drop to you all for keeping up with that. I love it. Look after yourselves. Enjoy the rest of your week. I might see you tomorrow. I will do my best.
All the world loves a lover. All the girls in every land are meant to know. Loving is to live in the world of man.
Yeah, what a player. Nice one, Baz. You know, the mad thing, I'm sorry, there was loads of people who I tell you what, that is a tune. That song, where am I? I don't know what these are about. I pressed, when I was talking to Packer before the stream, I don't know how to use this software. Packer, thanks for that donation, man. It's crazy, but I do appreciate it. Cheers, Chris. Thanks for having me. See you all later, Scrubs. Well, you say see you all later. Didn't someone say there's a stream coming up? Always happy to help. If anyone can remember, is Dave streaming? Maybe Dave's streaming. Does Dave stream at the weekend? Maybe he's streaming. Still meant to be coming on air at some point, young David. I notice you've been dodging that one. Lovely to see you, Linda. I know you've probably missed most of it, but there you go. What was I going to say? That song, Lana Del Rey, video games, right? I know Lana Del Rey is some like American pop sensation. I know video games is about 12 years old. What a pop song. It's fucking amazing. Honestly, I got stuck on it. I was watching it just again and again. Give it a proper listen. Listen to the bass. Listen to the percussion. It's an incredible... Whoever wrote that song is a very talented songwriter. It's an amazing song. I'll just show you. It'll help you remember it. That's why it's come up, because I listen to it a lot. See that one in the middle? Lana Del Rey video games. I also listen to a lot of Lou Reed. I also listen to a lot of Nick Drake. Junk, and pop junk. It's been a pleasure. But yeah, check out that Lana Del Rey song. I'm not joking. It's an incredible song. I mean, maybe you won't like it. I don't know. I'm going to go now. I'll try and see it tomorrow. I'll be up all night writing now, so, you know. Oh, there you go. Rags tomorrow with Toffee. So 7 p.m. UK time tomorrow. So that's good to know. I won't, I think the football's on then, so I won't stream cuck you, I think they call it. Oh, look, he's just got up. Nice to see you, son. To see you, nice. All right, you look after yourselves, people. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'll try. Maybe I'll do an early one tomorrow. I don't know what I'm talking about. Bye.